After a long and brutal siege, Babylon's armies finally conquered Jerusalem in the summer of 586 BCE, some 2,600 years ago. The famine had become unbearable for the city's inhabitants, and when Judah's king attempted to escape, enemy forces seized and sent him to Babylon bound in bronze fetters. Having already devastated the countryside, they proceeded to plunder the palace, torch the temple, and demolish many private homes. Much of the population had died from starvation and disease, while many others had fled to neighboring lands. Among the few who remained, the Babylonians exiled the elites while executing those who organized the resistance to their rule. To all appearances, this was the end of a people who had flourished for many centuries, and it should have been the end. After imperial forces ravaged the region, Judah was destined to perish, along with the many other kingdoms that surrounded it. But something surprising happened. Instead of vanishing from history, the vanquished gradually returned to their homeland and, under conditions of foreign rule, reconstituted their collective life. Without a king of their own, they built a new temple, even if it was not as grand as the one before. They also repaired Jerusalem's ramparts, restoring some semblance of their pride. Their society was not what it once was. Without much of an infrastructure and with a meager population, there was only so much they could achieve. Their resilience was nevertheless remarkable. Yet what makes this historical moment truly momentous is what some in their midst achieved. Beset with many obstacles and living in subsistence conditions, circles of scribes came together and created the most influential corpus of literature the world has ever known. Over the past 2 millennia, these writings have had an immeasurable impact in the realm of not only religion and theology, but also politics, directly informing the way many communities across the globe think of themselves as peoples and nations. After being razed to the ground, Jerusalem joined a long line of conquered capitals. While some recovered from the destruction, many did not. But as far as we can tell, none responded by fashioning the kind of elaborate and enduring monument to their own downfall that Jews call the Tanakh, Christians the Old Testament, and academics the Hebrew Bible. Most defeated populations viewed their subjugation as a source of shame. They consigned it to oblivion, opting instead to extol the golden ages of the past. In the biblical corpus, however, defeat's presence is all-pervasive. The generations of anonymous scribes who curated these writings reflected, in various and sundry ways, upon their people's collective failures, gathering the fragments of their diverse pasts and weaving them into a sweeping story of one people,